footage folder. So think of the footage folder like your images folder in web. Okay? You link in your images into your web pages, right? From the images folder. We're going to link in our footage from the footage folder. Okay, makes sense? All right. Now, the reason why I put one dash video is because I like to be hyper organized. Okay. Some people may even say I'm kind of anal that way, but that's too bad. I like it organized, so I'm going to make you be organized. Okay. So every company is kind of different, but I'm going to say there's always going to be a footage folder. Inside that footage folder, sometimes you will just, like your images folder, just see a bunch of images or a bunch of content in there. I like to keep it even more organized. I like to create subfolders so that one dash video, all my videos go into that folder. I could have in here, create a new folder, 2 dash audio, 3 dash PS, 4 dash AI, and so forth. Okay? So all my audio would go into the audio folder. All my Photoshop, if I have Photoshop, would go in the Photoshop folder. If I have Illustrator linked in, it will go into the Illustrator folder. Okay? Super organized. Okay? Makes sense? Don't put any video in the Photoshop folder, and so forth. Okay? And if you get into working in video, and I'm going to say even motion graphics, and you work for somebody, this folder structure will be something they've already set up, and you just have to follow it. Okay? Now, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to have 2 dash audio, 3 dash PS, 4 dash AI. I'm not saying that you have to do that. But I do want you to come up with your own folder structure that keeps things organized. Okay? It just makes sense in the end. So, you know, you open up a job, you're working at this company, you open up a video job, they will make you do that folder structure. Okay? I'm just saying, for us right now, get used to being organized. Okay? So in actual fact, we have no audio, so we can delete that. We have no Photoshop, we can delete that. No Illustrator, delete that. Because we just have this footage. What? I made you make it and then delete it. It's too bad. But just recognize that, okay? One of the other things when it comes to working out there, when you get out there, in my daily kind of life, I always have a folder, you know, that describes what I'm going to do, but it could also have like 23-10-0001-L dash lights out. It looks something like that. Okay, you don't have to do that. I just want you to recognize that when you work for someone, they make you put numbers in here with dashes. Okay, so that's their naming structure, and it's important that you follow it every single time. Okay, like this could be 2023 represents the year, okay? This could be the number of jobs that we're on or you're on. So 2023, this is job 10,001, and then a little description, okay? We're not going to be, going down to that kind of naming structure, but I just want you to recognize that when you leave here, you're going to have to deal with numbers and structures like that, okay? So I'll just change it back to lights out for now. I can leave the dashes in. Okay? And go into Premiere. 2022. We'll go New Project. Top left. Okay, you should get a screen that looks something like so. Mine a little bit bigger. And what we're going to do is navigate to our desktop or wherever you saved your video. Mine's on my desktop. And I'm going to go to my Lights Out folder. Go into my footage folder. Go into my 1-video and select that. Okay? What's great about this screen is it's going to set up what we call a sequence for us right away. And by selecting this video, Premiere is going to set the duration to be 18 seconds and 16 frames. It's going to make our frame size 1920 by 1084. Okay? It's going to look at this entire video and make the sequence that size for us. I'll show you where we can edit that sequence after. In Premiere, you have to edit in what they call sequences. Okay? You can have multiple sequences. We only need one, right? Because we don't have one video right now. It's kind of like thinking of a sequence as like in Photoshop, your artboard. You can have many, many layers, right? So in Premiere, it's a sequence, and we can have many, many layers in it, okay? So let's change the name of our sequence, because sequence 01 means nothing, right? Let's be a little more descriptive, and let's name it Lights Out. So lights dash out. Oops. Spell it right. Lights out dash V1. Okay, sometimes I like to do version control. This is version 1, this is version 2, and so forth and so on. So I could edit in version 1, and then maybe I want to make some additional edits. I could duplicate version 1 and make version 2. Okay. Bins. Bins is Premiere's way of calling naming folders. Okay, so in Photoshop, at the bottom you can create hit the little folder icon, and it becomes a group. I think it's called group in Photoshop. In Premiere, it's called a bin. Why they can't get universal? I don't know. Ask Adobe. It's not my fault. Don't get mad at me. I'm actually going to change this bin to be named footage. Okay? So we're going to put all our footage inside of Premiere in a bin or a folder called footage. Okay? This can always be changed after it's created. So let's change the bin name to be footage. create. Oh, actually, hold on. Okay. There's one more step. And it's my bad. If you created this, it's okay. We can fix it after. Project name. I forgot to rename the project in the top left. Okay. And I do, and apologies, I do this all the time. I accidentally forget to do that. So up here, we want to actually name our Premiere file a description, which would be lights out, right? That would kind of make sense because that's what's going on inside. So let's rename our actual project file, lights out. And then go to the location of the folder that I made you make that is named lights out, and save this file inside that folder. Not inside the footage folder, outside the footage folder. Okay? So, project location. I click on that and go choose location. I'll go to my desktop. I'll go to my lights out folder. Double click it. Save it in that folder, but outside the footage folder. Thinking of your HTML pages and the images folder. Your HTML pages go in the root, and your images go in the images folder. Right? Does that connect? Except we're doing video now. Okay. So we'll choose that. Now that it's set up, okay? Now that it's set up, I can hit create. All right, I'm just gonna hide Premiere for a second. And we have folder structure like so. The footage folder, here's our project, and then our video is inside one dash video. Yes? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yep.
I accidentally created mine before the naming step. How do I rename it? As in, it's untitled, and then because of that, I can't really put it in the folder.
Yeah, okay. So close it down.
And put it.
So file, close all projects. Okay. Can you minimize this screen? Where did you, okay.
Yeah.
Double click it. Where did, you know what, let's do it over again. Okay, let's go back to Premiere. Go new project. Okay, just like that. Rename it. Go to your location. Choose a location. Go to your desktop. Yep. Oh, don't save it inside the footage folder. One back. Okay. Double click lights out. And then go select folder. And then hold on, it's thinking. Did it make it for you?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Close this down. This one isn't. Lights out. Desktop, lights out. Okay. Footage, and hit create. And just wait. There you go. So minimize this. Double
Oh,
click there.
now it's reading.
There it is.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Good. Okay. Is that a pen? Okay. So that's your structure. Let's jump into Premiere and see what we kind of did. Okay, let's see what we're doing. Now, go up to Window, Workspace, and make sure you're in editing mode. So we're all in the same workspace. Thank you, sir. Okay. All in the same workspace, because we can set up different workspaces, right? We can do effects, graphics, we can be in the learning workspace and so forth. So to follow along so that we all have the same tabs, let's make sure we're all in the same workspace. Okay? So we'll go to editing. And I use this one quite a bit. Good? All right. So that's something I always kind of check. I'm in the right workspace. Now, okay, this is our project window where all our media content goes. Okay, so remember we changed that bin name from new bin to footage? That's this folder right here. Okay. Remember we changed the sequence name from sequence 01 to lights out, V1. That is our sequence. Okay. That's our canvas. That's where we're going to do our work. That's where all the layers are going to come into play. Okay. So in this folder with our footage, and if we toggle it down, if you don't see what I have, you see something like so. I just have the list view going on at the bottom instead of like the preview view. Okay, I'm going to be even more particular. I want my footage bin or folder here to reflect what I have in my hard drive. Okay, so we need to add a new folder called 1-video. So I create a new bin or new folder at the bottom here, right beside the search. Okay, new bin. Rename it 1-video. Drag and drop it inside the footage. Drag and drop our video inside the 1-video. Okay, so what I'm essentially doing is being, like I said, hyper organized. But I want my footage and my sequence kind of to be replicated from the folder on my desktop. Okay? Does that make sense to you? Is it being like super hyper organized? Yes. Okay? So it's not a bad thing.
After you created the 1-video, what did you drag it to?
Create the video?
1-video. You just created that folder, right? The folder that you
Yes.
just created.
So I just click this here. It says bin or new bin. It's a folder. Renamed it. Select it, hit enter, rename it. Like here. Well, I didn't have to hit enter, but renamed it, added it into my footage folder. can select it and hit the trash can, get rid of it. If you added one, negative one. Okay. So that's where all your media is gonna go. That's where your sequences are gonna go, over in here. Okay. Here's all your tools. Okay, not too many. We're using the move tool. So V for move, for the move tool. Okay. Because we selected the footage on startup, over here in our timeline, the footage and the audio are already in place in our sequence for us. Okay. Timeline should look somewhat familiar, like when it comes to cinema. It has a timeline too, right at the bottom. Okay. What time do I got? This class almost over. Okay. We can do this kind of quick. This is our monitor. This is where we're going to see the action, right, of all our video cuts. With this footage selected, okay, you have to make sure you select this footage. Up here in the top left, under Effects and Controls, is options that we have to manipulate this footage that we selected. So these kind of connect. If you don't select this, these options don't show up. Okay? But we could change the opacity, we could change the audio level, we could change, if I toggle down motion, I could change the scale and position of this video. Okay, so lots of options there. Everyone got that? No? You gotta make sure you select. Whoop. Okay, grab that, drag it out here, and drop it. Now, Effects and Controls, select. There they all are. Okay, so you just have to toggle down, and you'll see all the options. Okay? Right. Yes. Go to window. Workspace. Edit. In the items. So, go to Effects and Controls. That should be there. Okay. Before I end the class, there's only one thing that I want us to do. We won't get into any editing, but one of the things you'll notice in your timeline down here is you have a separator right here. Remember I talked about video being its own layer, audio being its own layer. These tracks from here up, V1, 2, and 3, are video tracks. Okay? These tracks here, A1, A2, A3, are audio tracks. Okay? Separated out. Now, with your move tool, you move the video around, the audio follows. Yes? Because they're linked together. They were created together. So they should follow each other. Okay? But I'm going to say, it's going to go back to the start. And also here, sorry, there's an eyeball. So you can hide all video on that layer. There's a mute button. So you can mute this audio. You don't want to hear it. But what if I want to delete it? What if I want to delete the audio? I got to separate it somehow from the video. Okay? And we can do that. We can separate these two layers. So unconnect them or unlink them. So I want you to right click on that footage, and there's an option, scroll to or scroll up to, unlink. scroll to unlink. Okay, that'll separate them so that we could move them around in the timeline individually. I can move my audio versus my video, or vice versa. If you want to relink it, after you unlink it, just do the same thing. But you have to select the audio and the video, right click, and then it'll say link. Okay, that's just how we can unlink and link stuff together. So unlink it. Now I can grab my video and move it on its own, or my audio. And grab your audio and backspace it out. And delete it. And that's it. That's as far as we're gonna get today.
We wanted to bring it back.
Yes.
It's the same control that's behind the scenes. We'll share the same control that goes behind the scenes.
Yeah, so you could go Command Z.
So the share the same.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Make sure you save. Save. Bring it back next week. We'll jump into this, and then we'll finish the video, and then we'll jump into another lecture and so forth. Okay. And that is that. Yep. No, shot video. Probably should. No, probably what they did is they took a still camera, focused on and ran the camera's frame rate at a high frame rate, so they went shot it. And it does go through slow mo, right? So then they would take that footage, they could bring it into or they could bring it into After and then they could slow down the footage to create that effect.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way, belated. Huh? No, but. No, man, guy. No, you wrote down mama and I trust.
Hi. I have a question about the midterm.
Okay.
We don't actually have code classes this year, so I'm not really sure how many pages I'm supposed to have.
Okay. So
I only have the design classes.
Jared's is your design teacher,
Yeah.
correct? I believe. Okay. So the code class, and I know this off by heart now because I talked to Marco a bunch of times. He has asked students to do a 2 pages desktop, 2 pages mobile. But so you have to do 2 pages. Or sorry, 4 pages.
Oh, okay.
So 4 wireframes, desktop, mobile.
Okay.
But for my class, you also have to do tablet in between.
So 2 tablet?
Yeah.
Okay, and just to clarify, the FIP itself wants us to make like a website for our product advertising it?
Yes. It does.
Okay.
Are you taking motion design too?
Yeah, I've just been very confused about the midterms. I don't actually have any progress on it yet.
Okay. And you had mentioned that to me. I know I saw your email there.
Yeah, my apologies.
Oh, no worries. That's why I sent out an additional email. Just there has been some confusion, so I wanted to try and clarify what I require. I didn't know you weren't taking any coding courses.
Yes, I should have let you know earlier.
That's okay. So yeah, that's essentially it. In general, for the prototypes,
Wait, so we're also prototyping them to make them functional?
yes,
All of them, or just the desktop?
all of them.
Okay.
For midterm, it's all of them. But it's 2 and 2 and 2. Okay, so it's six pages in total.
Okay.
But every link has to link somewhere, right? Remember we did it in class?
Yeah,
We
like the
created
default
a
page
default
stuff.
page. So you essentially will have, when you think about it, 2 designed wireframes for each size and 1 default page for each size.
Oh, we're also putting images in them?
No images, it's just wireframes.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah,
We
cool.
use Lauren Nixon.
Yeah,
And that's
I
due
mean,
this Saturday. At what time?
Sunday
Sunday.
at 5.
Okay, thank you. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Have a nice day.